Right now, somewhere within arm's reach of you, there is a small, glowing rectangle. You know exactly where it is. You have probably already glanced at it twice since you started reading this. And in a few minutes, without deciding to, your hand will drift toward it again. You will tell yourself it is because you are bored. You will tell yourself it is just a habit. But the real answer is far stranger, and it has almost nothing to do with the phone itself. It has to do with something that lived inside your ancestors for millions of years, long before screens, long before language, long before fire. A system built for survival, a system that never got the memo that the world changed. Picture an early human standing at the edge of a forest. The grass rustles. There is no obvious danger, no growl, no shadow. Just a small movement, easy to miss. But the human stops anyway. Eyes scan, ears tune in. The whole body shifts into a state of alertness, just for a moment, just in case. Why would a brain spend precious energy reacting to something so small? Because for most of human history, small signals were often the only warning you got. A flicker in the grass could mean wind, or it could mean a predator. The cost of ignoring it, if it was real, was death. The cost of checking, if it was nothing, was a few wasted seconds. Evolution does not reward perfect accuracy. It rewards the strategy that keeps you alive on average, even if it means jumping at shadows 9 times out of 10. This is the foundation of what researchers call a vigilance system, a kind of background process that constantly scans the environment for anything new, anything changed, anything that might matter. It does not wait for proof. It reacts to possibility. And here is the strange part. This system is not driven mainly by fear. It is driven by curiosity. And curiosity, it turns out, runs on one of the most powerful chemicals in your brain. In the 1990s, neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz ran a series of experiments on monkeys that would quietly reshape how scientists understood motivation. He trained monkeys to expect a reward, a small amount of juice, after a specific cue. As predicted, dopamine spiked when the juice arrived. But then, something unexpected happened. Once the monkeys learned the pattern, the dopamine spike moved. It stopped firing when the juice showed up. Instead, it fired the moment the cue appeared, the moment that signaled a reward might be coming. Dopamine, it turned out, was not a reward chemical. It was an anticipation chemical. Your brain does not light up when you get the thing. It lights up when it thinks the thing might be about to happen. Now, hold that thought, because around the same time, a very different kind of researcher was uncovering something that fit perfectly alongside it. B.F. Skinner, working decades earlier with pigeons and levers, discovered that animals do not respond most strongly to rewards that come every single time. They respond most strongly to rewards that come unpredictably. Press a lever and sometimes get food, sometimes get nothing, and the pressing becomes almost compulsive. Skinner called this a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, and it produces the most persistent, most repetitive behavior of any pattern ever tested. Predictable rewards create habits. Unpredictable rewards create obsession. So picture your early ancestor again, scanning the horizon. Sometimes the rustling grass is nothing. Sometimes it is a fruit tree shaking loose its harvest. Sometimes it is danger. The outcome is never guaranteed, and that uncertainty is exactly what keeps the scanning system switched on. An animal that stopped checking because most signals were nothing would eventually miss the one signal that mattered. This scanning was not only aimed outward at predators and food, it was aimed inward at other people. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate social groups and proposed something that, at first, sounds almost too simple. He argued that for early humans living in tight social groups, information about other people was not a luxury. It was survival currency. Who was angry at whom? Who had extra food? Who could be trusted? Who was gaining influence? Missing this information could mean being pushed out of the group entirely,
And for a creature that could not survive alone, exclusion was as dangerous as a predator.
Every time you unlock your phone, you are not checking a device. You are running the oldest software your brain has. A small movement in the grass becomes a notification badge. A predator in the bushes becomes a message you have not read yet. The chance of a fruit tree becomes the chance of a like, a reply, a piece of news. And just like Schultz's monkeys, your dopamine is not firing because of what you find. It is firing in the moment before you look, in that flicker of possibility. The notification itself is almost beside the point. The checking is the reward. This is why an empty inbox can feel strangely disappointing, and a full one can feel strangely satisfying, even when it means more work. Your ancient vigilance system does not care about your workload. It cares about information. New information means the environment has changed, and a changed environment is something your ancestors were built to immediately investigate. And just like Skinner's pigeons, the unpredictability is the engine. If your phone buzzed with something interesting every single time, you would eventually get bored, the way a habit becomes background noise. But because most checks reveal nothing important, and occasionally one reveals something that matters, your brain treats every check as a tiny gamble worth taking, over and over and over again. There is a darker layer to this too. Remember Dunbar's idea about social information being survival currency? Your brain still treats it that way, even now. Even though missing a group chat will not get you exiled from a tribe and left to starve. The feeling of urgency when you see an unread message, the slight unease when your phone has been silent for too long. These are not modern anxieties. They are ancient alarms, going off in a world that no longer matches the one they were built for. Some researchers studying attention and digital behavior have described this mismatch directly. The brain's alert systems were calibrated for an environment where information was rare and arrived in person from people you knew about things that mattered to your immediate survival. Now, information arrives constantly from strangers about things that often do not matter at all, and the alert system cannot tell the difference. It just keeps firing. This is not a flaw in you. It is not weak willpower, and it is not a personal failure. It is a several million-year-old survival mechanism, doing exactly what it evolved to do, in an environment it was never designed for. Knowing this will not make the pull disappear. The system is too old, too deeply wired to switch off just because you understand it. But understanding changes something subtle. It changes the story you tell yourself in that moment your hand drifts toward the phone. It is not boredom. It is not weakness. It is the same ancient alertness that once kept your ancestors alive on the savannah, now firing at a glowing rectangle that promises, just maybe, that something has changed. So tonight, when you feel that small pull, that quiet itch to check, just notice it. Notice the shape of it, because somewhere in your mind, a very old part of you is still standing at the edge of the forest, watching the grass move, waiting to see what happens next. And right now, somewhere within arm's reach of you, that small glowing rectangle is still there. You know exactly where it is. The question is no longer why you keep checking it. The question is whether you can finally see the ancient hunter inside you, the one who never stops scanning, the one who has simply never been told that the danger passed a long, long time ago.